Few days, James Gunn will kickstart the new DCU with the release of Superman. So yes, Superman, arguably the biggest superhero in the history of mankind. Over the years, there have been many pieces of cinema on this character, from the simpler tone of the Richard Donner films to the most serious dark take in the Snyderverse in Man of Steel and Superman vs. Batman, and to the love story based web series Superman and Lois. But today we are going to look at the beginning, where it all started. Superman the movie. This was the first big budget superhero movie in the genre, and this was also a huge breakthrough of the genre, as people packed theaters to watch Christopher Reeves as Superman. Also one of the most important movies in the history of the genre, aside from probably Iron Man 1, because that started all of the MCU. So today your boy's gonna review it, so get ready for the ride. Today we are going to see if this movie holds up to the day or it's a relic of the past which was just good at its time. So let's jump into it. First of all, I would like to talk about Christopher Reeve's performance as Superman. So in my opinion, Christopher Reeves as Superman just rules. This man just found this perfect sweet spot for the character. He just nailed it, the performance. Let me talk about it clearly. Okay, so now the most movies which are released these days about Superman and Clark Kent are portrayed as with the same energy, same vibe. They try to portray Clark Kent as a different person, but mostly they fail at it. But in Superman the movie, Christopher Reeves played Superman and Clark Kent to such an extent that they feel like some different person. It just was such a blast seeing how Superman was this charismatic, bold person who was just flying around, taking selfies, and then Clark Kent is just this underrated introvert guy who just gets lost in the shadows. So in my opinion, he just nailed it as Superman. Now let's talk about some other performances. I think Lex Luthor's performance was okay, but I don't think he was just a great casting for the Lex Luthor. He wasn't even involved in my comic book portrayal of Lex Luthor. Like, he was a real estate guy and the only hatred he had for Superman was because he was taking off his dynamic between Lois Lane and Superman in the movie is very good in my opinion. It's nothing something out of this world, but it's good. It's some refreshing to see something different from a romance, because the romance in the movie was slow, simple, a bit towards the innocent side, innocent romance. Because today in the most of the today's movie, we have to have some bold scenes, some embarrassing moments, but this was just simple, innocent love between between Superman and Lois. And the premise of the movie was good, nothing something out of this world, but very good premise of the movie. The tone was okay. This was one of the movies which stayed true to the source material. I can't even talk. So it stayed true to the source material and did a lot of things that were in the comics, where Superman is this symbol of hope, who doesn't cheat, who doesn't lie, who does everything right. I think in the starting of the movie they take too much time on Krypton, but aside from that, there is nothing that I would really cut from this movie. This movie just flows by. The premise of the movie is this: that that Lex Luthor wants to destroy North Carolina and Los Angeles because he will make new coastal cities. So he would attack these cities with 2 missiles, and Superman have to save it. The final act of the movie is very great. The Superman just flies around, stops a missile, saves people, makes an artificial dam. fix broken things and stuff. It was just a delight in my opinion. Talk about the ending. In my opinion, the ending soars it a little bit as Superman flies around and with the speed more than the speed of time, and which reverses time back to when this all never happened. So first of all, it makes no sense because it is out of any multiversal thing and anything related to time. It breaks all the laws. But even if the laws are kept aside, it just undid all the good stuff that happened in the third act. Like, why we just really wasted our time watching the third act, him saving everyone, making the fake dam, and they could have told a very great story with Louise dying and this resulting in a heartbreak for Superman, and Superman recovering from that, and Superman maturing after seeing this after having this heartbreak, and him not killing Lex Luthor, but they just went with the cheap route and bring Louise back with this ending, and it just undid all of the great things that could have been done. I know they wanted to set up future sequels, but in my opinion, future sequels could have been better if Louise would have died, and this movie would have also been a bit more better if they wouldn't have done that stupid ending. The sets in the movie looks great, the world building is good, but nothing that really amazes you. The movie felt good. In my opinion, if you put it against Man of Steel, it is not that good. Okay, I don't think that Snyderverse was the best, but at least Man of Steel had some great action, some amazing fight scenes, and some really good world building. But in my opinion, this movie is a very good movie, but the ending just didn't hit the sweet spot. And also the movie Lex Luthor as a villain was just not it in this movie. So this is my whole take on the movie. So I hope they don't make some of these mistakes in the new Superman movie, but stay true to the concept and portray Superman as a symbol of hope, the symbol of peace. Maintain the sweet spot between realism and comic book. Third video on my channel, so please subscribe to my channel, and there's a lot of blockbusters coming up like Superman, like Fantastic Four, so I'm gonna review them, so please subscribe. And if you want to see any of my other content on Instagram, on TikTok, links is in the description, you can follow from there, and just write cinema is timeless on any of the platforms and pick your poison, just watch any content.